So they'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. And met at the line of scrimmage. So this Kimberly defense has been terrific this season, and they really turned things around. They were solid throughout the season. They kind of flipped a switch defensively and kind of hung their hats on stopping teams.
It was really after that Fond du Lac game, their one loss in late September. The Cardinals ran the ball up and down the field in that game. Since then, Kimberly's really tightened up. They obviously haven't lost since. Last season defensively, their best performance of the year. They allowed just 16 points to a Waunakee team that was one of the best in the state, averaging 40 per game coming in.
Yeah, that opened a lot of eyes last week. So a good hard run out to the 40-yard line, a third down coming up here for the Pirates.
And this is, if you haven't watched a lot of Bayport football this year, this is typical for them. That option game, putting it in Benson's hands, letting him make the decisions. And he'll get you on those 2, 3, 4-yard runs. They will take those throughout the course of the game. Eventually, he typically busts off a big one.
Yeah, he's done that a few times this season, no doubt about it. 1,300 rushing yards for Cole Benson, who waits for the snap. And
early timeout.
Timeout. Bayport wants to talk about it. So we'll step away. 6:40 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. No matter who you are, part of you's an athlete, whether you're a student, a professional, a recreational athlete, the Bell and Health Titletown Sports and Medicine Orthopedics team provides elite care for everybody. Bell and Health, the official healthcare partner of Sports Showdown. 3rd and 3 for Bayport. And, oh, my goodness, this is going to be really close, Brandon. How do you see it?
Right at the marker. We're looking dead on it, too, directly from our perch on top of the bleachers. It looks to me like he got it. And let's see.
Yeah, we're going to bring the chains out. Why not? I mean.
Yeah, now it's looking like he might be short. I don't know. We'll see. They do this for a reason, Ted. We'll let the chains tell the story.
I think short. Let's see.
Oh, he got it.
Got it, just like I said.
By a nose. Now, that would have been fun to see what Bayport might have done on 4th down. Gary Westerman, their head coach, has not been shy about pulling the trigger on 4th downs throughout the course of the year. But, hey, he didn't even have to make the decision this time.
By the way, our officiating crew tonight, Brian Krause, Brian Schaefer, Bruce Schaefer, Matthew Schaefer, and Steve Steiner. So a fresh set of downs for Bayport. Sitting on the Kimberly 43-yard line. And Kimberly leading 7-0. Winner of this one moving on to face the winner of Hamilton and Mukwonago. That game is underway in West Allis. And here is a loss of yardage on this one. Good attack by that Kimberly defense.
That's Ethan Doucette again, their leading tackler. He had a stuff at the line of scrimmage on their first drive, and he was all over that play. Get another look at this one here. See the read Benson made. Yeah, and they had it covered. As Connor Schissel had the edge there, 34, the linebacker coming in. So Benson makes the right read, handing it off, but Doucette was just all over the play.
So a 2nd and 11 now for the Pirates. Benson wants to go up top, looking for a man. It's Shipley, and Shipley's got it at the 25 and then pulled out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So they go right back to Brett Shipley, who makes a great catch.
That was one of the rare circumstances where he underthrew him, throwing into the wind, but it worked out. Almost kind of like a back shoulder type situation. That's Ty Lawton in coverage. He was step for step with him, but Benson's underthrow, hey, maybe that was right where he wanted to put it, gave Shipley a chance to come back and make a play on the football, and that is maybe just what Bayport needs to get a little jolt of momentum.
So ball sitting on the 21-yard line. And about a 3-yard pickup by Bookinger. Blake Bookinger, 1,100 rushing yards this season, 10 touchdowns. Yeah, he's another good one. Coming up on the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. We're inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone. Bayport looking to put some points on the board. They trail 7-0. Benson, hands off. Bookinger again, fighting for the 15, now inside the 15-yard line. And let's see where they're going to mark this one.
A little bit short, it looks like. Bookinger just so good with his vision down there. You saw him almost kind of Aaron Jones-like, just hand on the back of the blocker, reading where he needs to go and making a little something out of not much.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of room in there. You get a couple of receivers that come in. Look like Shipley came back in. So a third down, third and about 2 yards to go.
It's Tevin Montgomery in the backfield instead of Bookinger.
And Benson takes it himself and is pushed back.
Well, first big decision of the night for Bayport on 4th and short. It would be a field goal into the win. They've only tried 5 field goals all season. So actually 4 field goals, pardon me, all season. So you imagine, as it looks like they will, Benson and the offense will stay out on the field.
Well, you get to this point of the season, you want to go with the guys that brought you there.
Absolutely. We did the West Appear game final week of the regular season when they had a 7-point lead late. Went for it 3 times on 4th down in the 4th quarter. Got them all to clinch the game.
4th and 1 from the 12-yard line. And they've got the first down and brought down inside the 5-yard line. So get the chains moving again, and a 1st and goal coming up for the Pirates.
Yeah, that's just Cole Benson in a nutshell, following his blockers, bursting right through the space, and got much more than he needed. Now Bayport in prime position to have a chance to tie this football game up.
Benson already with 23 rushing touchdowns on the season. He's got 17 more passing. They've got a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Benson takes it himself and just at the goal line. 2nd down coming up.
They just keep going back with him. What did I say, Ted? He might carry the ball 30 times tonight.
In the first half?
Yeah, and why not? I mean, this is if this is your first time watching the Pirates, it's nothing new. This is what they do with Benson. They put the ball in his hands. They let him make decisions. They let him make plays, and he's got Tevin Montgomery, the big man to his right, leading the way. 2nd
and goal from the 1, and Benson is in for the touchdown. Well, you wondered how they were going to respond after the turnover and the touchdown by Kimberly. You got your answer.
All runs on the drive except for the big throw to Shipley down the left sideline. That's really what got him into scoring position. And, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Give it to number 13. Let him do the rest. Well, don't forget the blockers, too, I guess. We should give them a little credit.
They got some pretty good guys up front, that's for sure. So now the extra point try. And Owen Belisle is good. So we're knotted at 7 apiece here at Calder Stadium in Menasha. Hey, tonight's instant replays are brought to you by our friends at Simon's Cheese. Experience the best of Wisconsin at Simon's Cheese, Little Chute. And Simon's one of those sponsors that's with us year in, year out. We certainly appreciate all our sponsors. We can't do these games without their support, and if you ever get an opportunity, please let our sponsors know how much you appreciate them sponsoring these football games, because we love bringing them to you. And we got a good one tonight. 7-7 with 2:11 remaining in this first quarter. Again, the winner of this one moving on to Camp Randall Stadium next week in Madison and a chance to play for a gold ball.
Oh, credit to Bayport bouncing back after the early turnover, and just like you expected them to, right? I mean, this is a team, number 1 team in the state. They haven't lost a game all season. That's just what you'd look for from them, to respond. And we've got the makings of a good one here early on, tied up at 7-all.
So Belisle will kick off, and they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll take it just fall on it at the 34-yard line. Well, the down and distance tonight is brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center. The right vehicle at the right value for your money. Complete inventory online at gandrudwest.com.
Kimberly is working with the wind at its back right now, but still on that first drive, 6 plays, 6 runs. It was Blake Berry who touched it every single play, eventually cashing it in on that 3rd and goal rushing touchdown. See what they do here on drive number 2.
Starting at the 33, their own territory. And Berry gets the call, and it's got some room on the outside into Bayport territory, still on his feet and chased out at about the 33-yard line. Wow!
Just gashing him right now, similar to that big run he had on the first drive right through the left side. I mean, nobody touched him. Just a huge hole right there. Isaac Deckent, the running back, leading the way, the fullback there on the lead block. And this could be the Cole Benson versus Blake Berry game tonight, huh?
Keep it on the ground. It's working right now for both teams. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first. Berry again. And good for 2 yards.
And the differences between these two teams, Bayport runs it a lot from the quarterback position, as we've seen with Benson. Seth Myron, not really a running threat, the quarterback for Kimberly. He can throw it, but negative rushing yards on the season due to sacks. 26 carries only, so don't look for him to really keep it on too many option keepers or anything like that. It's going to be a lot of number 6 tonight.
2nd and 9. Berry tries the left side again. He's had a lot of success. More success on the left side than the right side so far tonight.
First run when we were coming back from break was to the right, but other than that, everything has been to the left.
Look out if you're in the chain gang there. You just get out of the way.
That's a dangerous job for those fellas.
So good job at Bayport. They stop them from picking up a first down. This brings up 3rd and 1. Myron. And they've got a first down as they change it up a little bit. Yeah, Tyson had some big carries against Neenah a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 96 for 495 coming in, so no slouch, just a sophomore. You have to imagine he's next in line after Berry graduates, whenever his season ends here.
Yeah, good looking back, and he's been able to come in and spell Berry. Not just spell him, but then keep the chains moving.
It's kind of change your pace, too. Berry's a bigger guy, 6 foot, 210. Tyson just 5'7", 160. And he's still back there next to Myron in the gun.
So 1st and 10. Myron wants the throw, goes up top, looking into the end zone, has a man, and it is it caught? Touchdown! Kimberly. The officials went in there to make sure he still had it, and he did. So touchdown Kimberly on a terrific pass from Seth Myron.
Garbish, it looks like. Jackson Garbish. That was an 8. Never got really a clear angle to show it, but I'm pretty sure it was Garbish. And what a perfect time for the Papermakers to dial up their first pass of the game. 3rd and 1, you're going to be going for it on 4th down anyway. So, hey, why not take a shot deep? And it caught the Pirates off guard and worked to perfection.
Well, the extra point. And Hunter Berry. And now it's 14-7. Kimberly leading Bayport. What a first quarter to this state semifinal matchup. It was about 26 yards on that touchdown
26,
pass.
26, I believe it was, yeah. They were right in that range between the 25 and the 30. And again, I mentioned it's the perfect time to do it down and distance-wise, but perfect time in terms of the time on the clock, too. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Once you turn and move the other direction, you're working into the wind. So if you want to throw it, it was not that you can't throw it into the wind. We saw Bayport do it, obviously. Benson hitting Shipley down the left sideline on their touchdown drive, but much easier to throw it tonight, working left to right and just really the perfect time to dial that up for Kimberly.
So Kimberly will kick off again. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what kind of scoring we would get in this game, but
that was what I was trying to figure out. I asked around people on both teams, hey, what are you thinking? And everybody kind of said, you're going to have to score points to win with these two offenses. Bayport did it the other way last week in that tough defensive battle against Appleton North, but we're going to see some points put up. We already have, and it'll continue.
Oh, loose
that
ball.
Ball's free.
Who's got it? Kimberly thinks they've got it. We'll wait for the official signal. But they got down there quick. And still sorting it out, and Bayport will have it. Wow.
Boy, dodged a bullet on that one. That would have been a costly second turnover of the game. Hey, high school football, those things can happen. That's Colin Gale, 87 there, had a chance at it. I couldn't quite see who the Pirates player who eventually snuck in and got it was, but boy,
Jack
they should be
Stotts
given...
that recovered it, number 3? Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Kimberly, but Stotts was right in there for Kimberly. But Bayport secures it. So they start 1st and 10 from the 32.
That's Shipley again on the carry, who had the fumble on their first drive.
Well, you got to like the way they've gone right back to him. He makes the early mistake, and they go right back to him for the long pass and get the ball back to him. Try to keep his confidence up. They're going to need him in the next 3 quarters in this all-important game to try to keep their season alive and punch their ticket to Camp Randall Stadium. The first quarter is in the books, and it's Kimberly leading Bayport 14-7. You're watching Showdown on TV 32.
What's going on, buddy? I want to sell more cars. You look stressed. Let's go play tennis. Get your mind off things. Get up, and gone.
You don't have to kill the ball.
Walking with a pennant. Walking with a pennant.
Oh, what a moron.
WIT is now offering 2.9 financing for up to 72 months on pre-owned vehicles. With rates going up, ours are going down, down, down. Save thousands with WIT.
We're the WIT boys, and we believe in the American dream.
What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
I wanted to do something good for my community, and now I get to make a difference in kids' lives.
Call or visit us at golamers.com for more information.
There's only so much fishing a retired guy can do.
Lamers Bus Lines. Our community needs you. What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
Our kids need us. I felt like I needed to do something good for my community.
Call or visit golamers.com for more information.
And I'm getting paid for it.
Lamers Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
There we go. With the start of the second quarter here from Calder Stadium in Menasha, it is Bayport and Kimberly. Kimberly with a 7-point lead. Bayport through the air looking for a first down here, and they are going to get it on the pass and catch. And that'll get the chains moving once again.
Carter Calise on the reception, their second leading receiver after Shipley, our first time calling his number tonight. It's interesting, the jet sweeps we've seen with Shipley, they've typically used Calise in that role throughout the year. They've run him 28 times compared to just 20 catches now, but kind of a role reversal there, seeing Shipley on the ground with those jet sweeps and end arounds in the first quarter.
You know, it always seems like when you get into the playoffs and the deeper into the playoffs, somebody's going to step up that you might not expect. They're going to try to do something a little bit different, and there's the defense stepping up for Kimberly.
I know I keep seeing this name, but Ethan Doucette has just been all over the football tonight, the middle linebacker for Kimberly. He was, again, one of the first ones there to make that play, and just no room for booking her to work.
Doucette, first-team all-conference linebacker. Yeah, he's had a terrific season, 112 total tackles this season.
Every state championship team needs a guy like that, right? That defensive captain, guy in the middle to make the calls, lead the way. Always seems like he's the first one to the football.
You always get the stats leader, but when you get to this deep into the playoffs, there's a few guys like that. Benson going backwards here, now throws the ball and just kind of throws that one away.
And guess who had the pressure? Number 4 again, and you kind of like to see that. I don't know if our camera caught it, but at the end of the play, Benson reached out, just kind of gave him a little high five, said, hey, nice play, man. Mutual respect between those two very good football players.
Look at it here. Benson coming right into the living room.
And then right there, just a little dap between the two before they head back to the huddle. That was fun.
So a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Pirates. Got trips split to the right. And Benson rolls that way, looking deep down the field, and drops it off to the middleman. And it's Carter Calise. Well, we just talked about him. Try to get him involved a little bit more, and they go right to him.
What a throw from Benson in a huge situation, too. 3rd and 9. You're at risk of giving him the football back, and, oh, man, he dropped it right in the bucket there.
That's a great play. They had a man streaking down the field. They went somebody short, and then Calise just kind of found that sweet spot between the defenders and got open, and Benson with a perfect throw. So inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone, the Pirates looking to try to tie this up. From the 17, it's Bookinger, and push back after a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Doucette on the tackle again. I'm already sick of saying that, but the kid's having an unbelievable start to this game.
It's kind of in that spiral right now.
I can't get over that 3rd down throw from Benson there. I mean, he is one of the best. It's early in this game, but he is one of the best dual-threat high school quarterbacks that I've seen over the years. Just a workhorse in the running game, and we see that time and time again, clutch throws when he has to make them.
Was named the Offensive Player of the Year in the FRCC this year. He'll keep it himself after the fake. Little play action, and takes it down to about the 11-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 1st and goal for the Pirates.
And they've gone away from the ground game a little bit this drive. They did it, well, certainly on that 3rd down out of necessity there, having to throw the ball, but they get back to it, and things were wide open there over the middle.
So a 1st and 10 ball on the, a 1st and goal ball on the 6-yard line. 6-yard line.
And Montgomery, the tailback this time, he hasn't had a carry yet.
And now he does, looking for the end zone, and it's going to be brought down at about the 2.
Montgomery, an interesting story this year. Last year he carried it nearly 100 times, 700 yards, 21 rushing touchdowns for him last year. He's been used much less. That's just his 34th carry of the season. A little bit banged up, plays both ways. He plays linebacker on defense for him too, but he's a guy who, if they can get him going, especially in weather like this, he's a bruiser, right? He could be dangerous down the stretch in this game.
He was a 2nd-team all-conference running back last year. This year, honorable mention linebacker. So you're right, he can go both ways. So here we go. 2nd and goal, and they just push the pile. Touchdown, Bayport.
And right on cue, there's Montgomery, 2 goals, 2 carries in the goal-to-go situation, and watch him push the pile here. They didn't stand a chance. That is cold weather football right there.
And now Bayport an extra point away from tying this one up. Belisle lines it up. Just under 9 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter, and the kick is up and good. So we're tied at 14 apiece. Just the way you expect it to be in a state semifinal matchup between 2 Titans. It's a good one here at Calder Stadium. We'll be back after this timeout. So 14 all with 8:56 remaining in this first half. Ted and Brandon with you tonight. And this one is everything we expected and more so far.
And credit to Bayport for hanging with them. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to say about the number 1 ranked team in the state, but they've hung in there so far. They had the turnover on the first drive, almost a turnover on the kickoff to start that last drive, but recovered it, stormed down the field, and tied the game up.
This one fielded, and nice return here after kind of a slow start to grabbing that one, but brought out to about the 38-yard line. Well, tonight's Showdown game is brought to you in part by McMahon's of Luxembourg. Check out their holiday sale now through December. Quality furniture at reasonable prices, where the best home for our furniture is yours. You know anything about Luxembourg there, Brandon?
I've been there once or twice. I mean, my last name is Kinnard, so, you know, we kind of dominate that area of the world.
There you go. So they start at the 38, and Barry is just racking up some big chunks of yardage.
I couldn't see who got the shoestring tackle there, but man, he was going to be running for a long time if that tackle wasn't made. It was A.J. Corshane, the safety, defensive back of the year in the FRCC last year, another great year as a senior this year. That's a big-time tackle there to stop Barry from what would have been a huge gain.
So 2nd and 5. Barry again tries the right side. He's got the first down into Bayport territory. And man, we were talking about, he's playing really well on that left side. How about the right side?
Yeah, switching it up. They like that side of the field, I think.
Oh, there you go. Maybe that's what it is.
Sides at the quarter. They just like that far side. Just seems though, Ted, like if he gets past the first level, it's going to be a big game. We've seen that so far. When he gets past the defensive line, he's just off to the races for these 15 to 30-yard gains that we've seen throughout the early course of this game. Save for the first down run where Corshane was able to come up and make the tackle to hold him to 5 yards.
Sitting on the 39-yard line now. And Myron has a little time. He wants to go up top and is going to overthrow, and you bet some flags are coming out in this one.
I saw it right away. He had his man. There was a little grab. That was Brennan Grams who was breaking free there. It is pass interference.
So that's going to move. Let's see. So it's not like the old NFL rules. Yep. It's not going to be spotted the foul.
Foul.
But it will be a first down here.
15-yard penalties in high school, same as college.
So that moves them up to the 24-yard line.
I think that's probably about where the foul occurred anyway.
Yeah. So Barry, straight up the middle, bounces it to the outside and into the end zone. Touchdown, Blake Barry. Papermakers strike again.
His second of the night already, and the vision on this one, folks, was incredible. A run designed to go to the left. He immediately cut it back toward the middle and then bounced it out right there once he hit the linebacker area. No chance for Bayport to stop him. Incredible vision from Barry, following the blocking and finding the end zone.
Man, I'll tell you what, both of these teams just putting on a show tonight. Now Hunter Barry for the extra point.
Oof.
And it's good. So 21-14. Kimberly regains the lead as we go back and forth here in Menasha tonight. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. So Kimberly strikes again, 21-14, and Blake Barry is putting on a show here in this ball game. Second touchdown for him, third touchdown of the game for the Papermakers.
Bayport came in giving up an average of 11 points per game. 21 already for Kimberly through a quarter and a half.
So the Papermakers get ready to kick off once again. Tell you what, these kickers are going to have some sore legs. Getting a lot of work tonight. Oh, they'll keep it right on the ground, and not sure that was what they were necessarily trying to do there.
That's the way to do it, though.
That is a terrific job to not let that one turn into a turnover.
I think that was Will Nast.
Yeah. Let's take a look at our Smile Cam tonight. Of course, the Smile Cam brought to you by North Star Dental Group, changing your life by changing your smile.
Nast saving about 15, 20 yards there, stopping the squib kick. So, hey, that could prove to be big in a game like this where Bayport's had pressure to score on every single drive, and they have it again.
They are fired up here on the Smile Cam. Check out Dr. Pete and North Star Dental Group. So, 1st and 10 here as Bayport starts on their own 48. But you're right. I mean, that was that could have been disastrous. But great job.
Isn't football fun, though? It's been just an incredible game so far.
Especially when you're talking about this level of play. I mean, these are two of the very best in the state. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, this very well could have been like a state championship game. Certainly 1 versus 2
Absolutely.
in the coaches' poll.
Yeah. Illegal shift, illegal motion, some kind of pre-snap penalty on the Pirates. Or just a good old-fashioned false start.
Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of flags tonight, which is good.
That's the second one. The pass interference was the only other one I can remember thus far. Pass interference on the last Kimberly drive going against Bayport.
So 7:02 and counting here in the second quarter. Stick around at halftime. We've got a interview with our good friend from Bellin Health, Mark Hewson. And then we've got some features from both schools. We'll be checking in with Ben Boken down on the sideline at halftime. Plus, we'll get you all the scores from around the state as teams get ready to head to Camp Randall. This pass is overthrown, and the nearest people around it were some paper makers. They were lucky not to end up with an interception on that one.
Yeah, Jack Stotts, the safety, who's their leading interceptor on the season, was the closest one to it. 3 paper makers closer to it than Brett Shipley, who is the intended receiver. Seems like Bayport's gotten a little bit away from the ground game since they got the wind at their backs in the second quarter. A little bit more pass happy now than they were, certainly going against the wind in quarter number 1. But remember that last 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 on their last drive. Benson made a great throw to Calise to move the chains, lead to a touchdown. We'll see what they got cooked up on this 3rd and 12.
Benson. And he's looking for a man just out of the reach of Calise.
First punt of the game coming up. Let's take another look at that 3rd down throw. Looked like he had him and just missed him to the outside a little bit. That was Ty Lawton in coverage for the paper makers.
So as you mentioned, first punt of the game. And let's see. I think we've got an equipment issue. So we won't take a full timeout here, but make sure we've got everybody straightened out. Safety first, my friend.
And Benson's been doing the punting for Bayport as of late. It was JoJo Azur for most of the season. He's unavailable.
That is low and to about the 25-yard line. We'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. 6:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Kimberly goes back to work after Bayport ended up punting for the first time tonight. And then guess who? Blake Berry.
Not the first, won't be the last, Ted. He has had an outstanding first quarter and a half. I don't have the official stats, but he's well over 100 yards at this point. Could be a massive night by the time it's all said and done. Already is a massive night if he stopped playing right now.
Second and 3, a long 3. And Barry, first down. Keeping an eye on the winner of this one. Can play the winner of Hamilton and McWanago. McWanago leading 20-7 in the second quarter.
They've been one of the top teams throughout the course of the year.
You ever been down to McWanago, the high school down there?
I have never been
massive.
to McWanago. No.
I was down there for a summer basketball tournament. Very big school. Here's Blake Berry again. Shy of a first down, and a 3rd down coming up for the Papermakers.
Yeah, 3 plays, 3 carries for number 6. And just every time I can't remember. There was maybe one where they stopped him for 2 or 3 yards, but every time he's getting at least 5, oftentimes more than that. Second level of that Bayport defense. A little sluggish thus far.
So they need a yard to move the chains, and they've got it. Barry's been so effective tonight.
It's testing my vocabulary in my analysis, right? I mean, just how many times can I say the same thing about him? But he just had an outstanding game.
Well, again, using that lateral movement that time, and again, similar to that touchdown where he made a great adjustment to bounce it out to the outside. Here he goes again. A little lateral movement just to pick up enough for a first down. Trying to get into Bayport territory, and they do. Keeping it on the ground, good for another 3 yards. Barry on the carry.
I think it's progress for Bayport's defense. The last few, he hasn't broken through to that last level, right? I mean, that time they held him for 4 yards. It's a pretty good gain, but it's less than he's been getting. So I think if you're Bayport, you can at least hang your hat on that a little bit. But this is a big drive for the Pirates defense because Kimberly's going to get the football to start the second half. And if they get it with a 2 lead, we could be looking at this game, I don't want to say being out of reach for a Bayport team that has a lot of firepower, but it's imperative they get a stop here.
Gavin Tyson gets the carry this time. Picks up a couple more. Again, they got to give Barry a break every once in a while, and they do.
He's coming back out on the field now. One play.
You had your one play break. Get back in there.
There you saw number 6 coming back in the huddle.
It's just semifinals, man.
This is what you train for, though, right? I mean, we joke, but it's kind of funny. The symmetry of the season. You start in 80, 90-degree heat in August, and you end in this. This is what you work for on all those hot August days.
To the air and through the hands of Ethan Kreider. Kreider's been so good this season. First team all-conference.
Bayport gets the stop that they needed. That's a big one. The first stop of the game for the Pirates. Myron looked like he had him, Seth Myron, the quarterback, and he just threw it a little bit too far to the outside there for Kreider. Perhaps some miscommunication.
It's just a different world when you go from 70 degrees yesterday to 20-degree wind chill tonight. The ball just feels different. Low snap and a high punt fielded at about the 12-yard line. Well, Bellin Health, Titletown Sports Medicine, and Orthopedics is proud to provide licensed athletic trainers for area schools and local athletes. Tonight, Eric Lengus and Tyler Verhagen are the athletic trainers for Bayport. Dr. Kevin Shepik, also a Bellin Health orthopedic surgeon, is on the sidelines tonight. Thanks to everyone at Bellin Health who keeps our kids safe and in the game. Bellin Health, the official healthcare partner of Sports Showdown. So Bayport goes back to work. They've got just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half to try to get down to the other end of the field and tie this thing up.
Yeah, big drive situationally right here for the Pirates. Again, I mentioned Kimberly's getting the ball to start the second half. Bayport got it to start the game, fumbled on the second play, and Kimberly stormed down and scored a touchdown. And really, Bayport's been playing keep up ever since. But this is a big one here to see if they can put some points on the board, cut into the deficit, or tie the game going into halftime.
Benson to the air, and that is caught, and that is a first down. Well, again, they've got the wind to their back now, moving this way. Pretty strong wind coming out of the west there, if I've got my directions correct.
I think it runs a little, it's northwest to southeast, if I remember.
Northwest to south.
We got to get Cameron on this. He can tell us what direction the wind's coming in from.
Bring in Magellan, too. Fake the jet sweep. Benson rolls to his right, looking down the field, and that would have been an amazing catch. Shipley unable to haul it in.
I don't think Magellan liked Pirates too much. So, he probably would want to stay away from this one.
Yeah, that would have been a tough grab, but good defense on that one, too, from Kimberly. So, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Pirates. Benson, we've seen him lay it out there.
Had the big one to Shipley in the first quarter. Third down throw to Calise in the second quarter. In that West De Pere game, he ran for a lot on the ground in that one, but he was making big throw after big throw.
Oh, got a man over the middle, and Calise to midfield. A great play, a first down and more. And Carter Calise moving the chains here for the Pirates. We're just going to mention, Benson over 1,400 yards passing. Throws a nice pass.
And not often you see a guy that wide open against this Kimberly defense.
So the clock stopped momentarily as they move the chains. Chains are set. The clock starts ticking again. 90 seconds remaining in the half. They put Calise in motion. Benson looking down for Shipley, and that one underthrown a little bit, but great coverage that time too. Cody Oberman on the coverage.
Yep, right on his inside hip. And Shipley's got great speed. I have seen him outrun a lot of corners for easy touchdowns so far this season, but not that time. Textbook coverage from Oberman as we get another look. He had a better shot at that one than Shipley did.
So the incomplete pass stops the clock at 1:19. 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball sitting at the 50-yard line. Make sure everybody's in the right spot. And a whistle here. Let's see. Yeah, get some movement for the Pirates. Yeah, there was a little confusion where everyone was supposed to set up there. I'm not sure they got everybody set before they snapped the ball.
Number 4.
Another long yardage situation for Bayport. They've been in a lot of those in the second quarter. 2nd and 15 coming up. And penalties and turnovers, something Bayport really hadn't struggled with throughout the regular season, but they've kind of crept up on them a little bit more throughout the course of the playoffs.
Let's see what they've got dialed up here. 2nd and 15, ball back to their own 45. Benson looked the other way, but here comes the pressure from the Papermakers, and Benson just gets rid of it. Well, he took a quick look to the left, and what he saw were 2 red jerseys barreling down on him.
Pressure almost immediate there, and now you're in a 3rd and 15 situation. Yeah, that's not a designed rollout, as we see Bayport do a lot. That is a quarterback running for his life.
Great presence of mind just to get rid of it, stop the clock. 3rd and 15 coming up. Clock stopped at 1:10. So this becomes a big play here with Kimberly potentially getting the ball back if they can't get a first down. Let's see what the Pirates have. Trips to the right. Benson, again, being chased out of the pocket, has a man, and is it caught? Yes, it is caught. And it's good for about 10 yards, but that's going to leave him 5 yards shy. Now you've got a decision to make here, Brandon. 4th and 5 coming up on Kimberly's 45-yard line.
Yeah, first of all, great play by Benson. They brought pressure. Brought 6 on the blitz, I think. So you know someone's going to be open. He was able to escape and hit, I believe that was Ethan Houle, over the middle there to get a chunk of it back. But, yeah, 3rd and 6. Just under a minute left. So, obviously, you know the risks. You go for it. You give
a 4th and 6.
4th and 6, pardon me. Yeah, that's what I meant.
That gives it a little more.
You know the risk. You go for it. You give Kimberly the ball back with a chance to make this lead even bigger going into halftime. But yeah, Gary Westerman has not been shy about these types of situations throughout the course of the year. We mentioned the West De Pere game when he went for it over and over and over again in a one-score game to put it away. I think right now he feels like, hey, I got to get some points on this drive. We're playing from behind. We're having trouble stopping Kimberly's running game. Let's see what we can do here. Let's take the chance.
58 seconds remaining in the half. Benson trips to the right again. Looking downfield goes to that middleman again, and it's incomplete, and Kimberly takes over on downs, and they'll have 52.8 seconds to work with here to try to add to this lead.
We could look back on that as a huge play in this game, depending what happens on this Kimberly possession. I don't hate the play call from Bayport there. The designed rollout right. Kimberly had been consistently getting pressure from that left side on this drive, so, hey, let's roll Cole out away from that pressure. The coverage was just great on the back end. Good credit Kimberly for that. They applied pressure. They were chasing him the whole way on that rollout, and nobody open.
So let's see what Kimberly can do here. Just under 53 seconds remaining. They give to Barry. They keep with their bread and butter. First down and about a 13-yard pickup for Barry.
Another thing about those turnovers on downs, they're momentum swings, right? So now not only are you giving it to them around midfield, Kimberly's got all the mojo, all the momentum. Bayport a little bit flat coming out on the defensive side, and you could see it on that play.
Kimberly will take a timeout to stop the clock with 48.7 seconds to go. Well, every time a team reaches the opponent's 20-yard line, they're in the Gallagher's Pizza Red Zone. Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit, now with locations in Swamico and De Pere, as well as 2 locations in Green Bay on West Mason Street and Webster Avenue. So, we haven't seen a lot of passing from Kimberly. You've got the wind in your face now. You expect them to keep it on the ground, or?
I think so. It's been working, but Barry's not in the backfield right now. And he's the one who's had most of the success, but they've gone back to Tyson in the backfield. So
Kimberly does have 2 timeouts remaining.
maybe that's a sign they're going to go through the air. No, they hand it off.
It's Tyson on the carry. He cuts it back. He's got the first down. He's still on his feet. He sees the end zone, 2 men to beat, and they bring him down near the 17-yard line. Great run by Gavin Tyson.
Well, so much for what I know, right? I thought, hey, they brought Tyson in. Maybe that means they're going through the air. Not so fast. Blake's not the only one that can run it on this team.
What a great move and a cutback for Tyson. So 38 seconds remaining, and Kimberly very much in with another great opportunity here inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone. They're going to spot this one at about the 18-yard line, 17-yard line.
Yeah, they took another timeout, so down to 1 now. Now is when you might see them go to the air a little bit. Because if you run and don't pick up a first down, then you're looking at, you're probably going to be down to 20 seconds or so by the time you can get up and snap it again. So maybe this is passing territory. And again, this is a team that has an outstanding passing attack. Seth Myron, one of the top quarterbacks in the state this year. It's just really the elements that have kept them from throwing it tonight.
Nope, they give it to Blake. He'll keep it on the ground and gets it to about the 9-yard line. And Kimberly will use their final timeout of the half with 29.7 seconds to go.
The elements have stopped them from throwing the ball, but I think also their success on the ground has kept them from throwing the ball because really, why throw it when you're having so much success every time you run the football?
Well, Down and Distance tonight is brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center with a no-hassle, no-haggle philosophy, meaning you get one low price always. Shop GandrudWest.com today. Well, Chad Michaelwitz at his first season as the head coach of Kimberly. Of course, Gary Westerman won a couple of state championships as a defensive coordinator with Kimberly years ago. He's been the head coach at Bayport for the last few years, but these two head coaches have gone head-to-head quite a few times in the FRCC. Chad Michaelwitz, the former De Pere head coach.
I talked to Chad a little bit about that before the game. He said this is just a typical Bayport team, hard-nosed, well-coached. They've gotten the better of them tonight so far, though.
Here we go. 2nd and 4 as Myron looks for the end zone, and they've got a touchdown, Kimberly.
That's garbage again, and we're looking dead on from behind Myron when he threw that ball. I tell you, that was a perfect throw. Right on the money on the slant route. And this game is far from over. There's a lot of time left, but that is a big swing in this game. The turnover on downs, Kimberly goes down, turns it into points, and now the Makers are going to get the football to start the second half, have a chance to go up 3 scores, you would think, not to get ahead of ourselves, but, man, that was a huge, huge swing in this game.
And Barry makes it a 14-point lead for Kimberly, 28-14. Man, they used about 30 seconds it took them to go down the field on the clock. They used 3 timeouts in that time.
I think five plays, if I remember right. 3 Barry runs. Had the run from Tyson and then the touchdown pass from Myron. Again, just a strike.
Well, and their last touchdown as well, when they got the ball back, they were looking to answer the Bayport touchdown from Tevin Montgomery. It took Kimberly only 1 minute and 8 seconds to score. So, I mean, they are moving the ball very quickly and scoring very quickly.
And I think Westerman made the right call going for it on 4th down. I think he sees the way this game is going, and he said, I got to get some points on the board here. Plus, it's what they've done all season, going for it on 4th down in clutch situations. He trusts Cole Benson. He trusts the rest of his offense to make those plays when needed. But I think that's one he's going to be thinking about for a long time, because if you punt it there, you're probably looking at a 21-14 halftime game, and that looks a lot more manageable than 28-14 with Kimberly getting the football to start the 3rd quarter.
They will keep this on the ground, and it bounces around at the 30-yard line. So 25 seconds to work with here for Bayport, and they don't need a lot of time to
That's true.
come up with a scoring strike either.
This is a situation where we probably see a lot of teams just sit on the football, right, take a knee, go to halftime. I don't think they can do that here, Ted. I think they got to try to take a couple shots and at least see what happens.
Well, and again, you're playing with the wind basically at your back here. So if you want to take a shot, this would be the time to do it.
Number 4, Brett Shipley, definitely one to watch out for. He's been their deep threat. 12, Ethan Houle. We've seen him make some big plays down the field throughout the course of the year as well.
So we go 3 receivers to the right. Got a man split out to the left. Benson looking over the middle, deep down the field, and just a little bit too long for the intended receiver. Looked like they were looking for Ethan Houle that time.
And I'm sure it wasn't the first read because you're looking to go deep, but he had Carter Calise on an over route, a crossing route about 10 yards downfield, wide open. He could have caught it, probably run for 10 more, got you up near midfield. And that's just, I'm sure that wasn't the read for Benson, but it's kind of one of those what-if moments. That was the first guy I saw, and man, he had some space to run if Benson had happened to look that way.
2nd down. Just under 20 seconds to play. Shipley was the man in motion. Ball is loose, still loose, and Kimberly might have this.
I think they do.
And they do. And 13.8 seconds remaining. Oh, my goodness.
It's just kind of nightmarish right now if you're a Bayport fan. Everything that could go wrong for you has gone wrong, especially here in these last couple minutes. And again, I don't want to call the game with a team as good as Bayport, but they are really, really in a hole to start the second half now, especially if Kimberly can do something with these final 13 seconds.
Well, they're out of timeouts.
At least got time for a shot or two at the end zone if you wanted, I think. Into the wind, though, you got to take that into account.
Well, Myron just connected with Garbish for his 2nd touchdown. So we'll see what they want to do here. But if they can put some more points on the board, try to widen this gap before half, that's exactly what Chad Michaelwitz and the paper makers would love to do. So Myron waits for the snap. He's got a couple of receivers split to the far side of the field. Looking to the end zone. That's going to be overthrown. And they were looking that time for Grams.
Really good coverage by Noah Holtz, the safety, who had a pick 6, a big one, in their win over Appleton North last week. That was really the difference in the game, a 7-point Bayport win. And he was all over that play. Great coverage to prevent a chance at that one for Kimberly.
So 8.2 seconds remain. And you got a couple opportunities, take a couple more shots. Ball is sitting on the 29-yard line. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And Myron looks left this time. Again, looking for Grams, and well covered. Had a couple of defenders running right alongside Grams.
This should give us a good look at it. Yeah, credit to Bayport, because this really, this is a game, right? If you give up a touchdown here, it is going to be probably insurmountable. You hold them, you give yourself a little life, a little momentum going into halftime, and at least a chance if you can figure out how to stop their ground game. And that's going to be the key in the second half, is can Bayport find a way to stop Blake Berry? Because if they can't, Kimberly's going to be able to milk the clock.
So, let's see. Bayport does have a timeout remaining, and they will use it here. Let's make sure they get everyone on the same page as Kimberly showed trips right and started putting a man in motion. So just want to make sure, like you said, this is such an important play. Either way, if Kimberly is able to score here, that would be a 3-score or a 3-possession game. And those are tough to overcome. But you know what? Hey, anything could happen when you're at level 4 and you got two powerful teams like this. I've seen crazier things happen.
Well, remember Kimberly's state championship game? What was that, the 2015 or 16 one? The one in the snow where they came way back from a big deficit and got the win there to keep their historic winning streak alive at the time and their state title streak alive. So, yeah, we've seen it. Anything's possible. It was against Arrowhead, if I'm remembering right. That was an incredible game.
It's put some great ones over the years. Here's the final play of the half. Myron into the end zone, and it is it caught? No, it's broken up. Incomplete pass.
I didn't see a number on who came over and batted that ball down, but, boy, he had Grams open for what looked like a touchdown from my angle, and just a terrific play to close on that one. That's Holtz again. Noah Holtz, the safety. So
what a first half. Level 4 state semifinal. The winner moving on to Camp Randall next week. It is Kimberly leading Bayport 28-14. When we come back, we'll talk with Mark Hewson from Bell and Health. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Welcome back to Menasha, everyone. It is halftime, and we are joined by our very special guest once again, Mark Hewson from Bell and Health. Thanks for joining us again, Mark.
Thanks again. Glad to be out here on a great night.
Oh, it's a little chilly tonight, but you know what? Some great football action. You know, as kids start transitioning from their fall sports, be it any of the sports, including football, to their winter sports, what are some of the things they need to be aware of right now?
Yeah, some of the big things is just basically shut yourself down. You know, if it's a week or two, I get it. Some of these teams still have a week to go after this, and some will lose, but still shut yourself down. Give yourself a break, especially if you're going into another winter sport, basketball, swimming, wrestling, whatever it is. If you're in off season, you still need to give yourself a time break before you jump back in the weight room.
Now, I didn't do a fall sport in high school, but I did theater in the fall. That's what that's how I got so theatrical here and all that. And then I went into basketball in the winter. And I remember even from doing that, no sport, just activity, extracurricular in the fall. It was draining making that transition into winter. I mean, mentally, physically, you just touched on it a little bit, but you can't really stress how important that little bit of time off is.
Yeah, like you said, it's a physical. These kids, the boys and girls, have been going since mid-August. So we're talking 3 months. So it's, shutting yourself down, getting a little break physically, mentally, just recharging. Take some time off, relax. Don't do anything.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I wish I could do that right now.
It's if we had like a sauna, it'd be nice. But it's we have to stay a little warm.
Yeah. Now, Mark, how important are pre-physicals going into a season?
Yeah, it's so in Wisconsin, they want you to get that pre-participation exam every other year, and you need it. You follow up with your athletic director. They'll tell you. Do you need that, or do you just need a permission from your parents to to participate and be ready for that next sport.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, Mark, we appreciate you joining us throughout the season here, the last couple of years, and being such a great sponsor, Bell and Health, everyone you've got, the trainers and everyone, so important to what we're able to do here. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for us as well.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate all the partnership we've had with you guys, and looking forward for next year, too.
Absolutely. All right, Mark Houston from Bell and Health, everyone. Halftime continues after this timeout. 14-point lead for Kimberly over Bayport. It is halftime here in Menasha. Let's head down to the sideline, rejoin our NBC 26 Neighborhoods reporter, Ben Boken. He was hanging out with the Papermakers this week. What do you got, Ben?
Yeah, earlier this week I talked with the president of the Papermaker Gridiron Association, which is a program for kids through 6th through 8th grade to kind of get them used to football a little bit. And these Papermakers right behind me, or in the locker room now, the president told me about 80% of that team was once on what that team is called the Kimberly Bulldogs.
Playing the same teams, same players that we're playing now in high school. And
Ty Lawton is now a senior cornerback at Kimberly, but as a middle schooler, he used to play for the Kimberly Bulldogs as part of the Papermaker Gridiron Association.
the coaches do a really good job down there and setting you up for success and setting you up for like the big stage at high school.
I think without question we deliver numbers. At the end of the day, the more numbers they have to work with, the better their teams get.
The club has been around since 1991. President Corey Weigel says the program takes children from 6th to 8th grade, and there are 2 teams per grade.
Our goal is to get as many kids in our community involved in football, learn to love football, and get them to keep coming back.
Last year, more than 200 middle schoolers were in the program, and they have to be in the Kimberly School District. The players face off against teams around the Fox Valley.
Our secret recipe is every kid plays. One of our goals is to get every kid in every game, every kid to start a game.
Playing for the Bulldogs is free of cost, and the staff is made up entirely of volunteers.
Without it, I would definitely not have the experience and, you know, knowing all like the drills that you get started off with, they're very elementary.
Weigel says parents who don't even have kids in the program are involved.
The community is so supportive. That's huge.
You heard Weigel talking about it in that story. That team produces numbers for this Papermaker squad, and just if you could see them on the sideline during the game, it's just a packed sideline, just many players
Bayport High School has a
play around with, honestly, for that coaching staff for the Kimberly Papermakers. But stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Sports Showdown.
Andrew West Mason Value Center makes navigating today's used car market easy. Find only quality pre-owned vehicles on our lot, safety inspected and reconditioned for the roads ahead. Our non-commissioned sales staff help you maintain your budget goals by guiding you to the right vehicle at one low price. And we help you stay on track by offering competitive financing options. It's that easy. Purchase your next vehicle with confidence from Gandrud West Mason Value Center.
Wait, how many times do I have to come back?
Personal foul, too many appointments. You should have gone to North Star Dental.
Dr. Pete and his team have experience, and with today's technology, can do more dentistry in just one visit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pete Haley from North Star Dental, and dental implants should last a lifetime. Whether you need a single tooth replacement or a full mouth reconstruction, you can get it all done here under one roof.
North Star Dental, changing your life by changing your smile.
I love this pizza!
As the years go by,
I love this pizza!
some things never change.
I love this pizza. Try us. You'll love us too.
Get Wisconsin's best pizza now at 4 Green Bay area locations.
Life comes at you fast. Let Simon's help by making your next meal. Topped with our world champion mozzarella and toppings of your choice, delicious pizza goodness is a phone call away. Quality, convenience, and service. That's Simon's Cheese.
Well, I would say one of the big parts of my job is that in Titletown is that we provide a service for people that have already had 2 surgeries and aren't doing well. And what happens with them? And I think this facility really brings to the ability to diagnose. You know, we have our performance lab here where we can put you on a treadmill, we can have you run, we videotape you at 120 frames per second, and we can look into things that are just not visualized in the clinic. I can grab your leg and move it around and tell you what I think, but until I get you running on a treadmill and see what you can do, sometimes it's unknown. And so we have a unique ability to, I think, uncover problems that have been missed for a long time. And all of a sudden we can now bring it up and say, you know what, you don't need a third operation. You just need to work on this part of your fitness, and you've already had the surgery. And I think saving them having a third operation or fourth operation is really a big benefit we have to the community.
Kimberly leads this level 4 matchup against Bayport, 28-14. Well, another one of our NBC neighborhood reporters, Katie Shiro, had a chance to catch up with some folks over at Bayport High School. Met with the student council over there that were preparing for this big game tonight with the Pirates.
Bayport High School has a thriving football program and an active student council to support it.
We're obviously very involved with the football team, and it's just about being involved and then being active in engagement. So we obviously do a lot of things and then being about, well, what do the students think about this and what do the students want?
The student council at Bayport works to keep the school's spirits and morale high throughout the year, especially during game days. Student council is responsible for planning events like dances, pep rallies, and spirit weeks in school, and blood drives and holiday activities in the community.
We are a large school. There's almost 2,000 kids here, but it doesn't feel that way, and I think student council has a big part in that, in everyone feeling kind of connected to each other.
This week, they're getting students and the community excited about Bayport's advance to the state semifinals. Many of the senior student council members are leaders in the student section, and there are even 2 football players on student council.
If we make it to state next week, it'd be only our second time ever making it to state as a program, and it's obviously very scary to think about, you know, but it's also very exciting.
Madison Popey said she enjoys being a part of student council because she loves the chance to give back to her school while lifting her fellow students' spirits and her own.
Our school has a ton of spirit. Go Pirates, and I hope we win, and I hope we go to state.
We need all the support we can get for tomorrow night's football game out at Menasha.
Bayport's got some work to do tonight. They trail Kimberly by 14. Second half action comes up after this timeout. You're watching Showdown on TV 32.
Buses now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
I love this pizza!
As the years go by,
I love this pizza!
some things never change.
I love this pizza. Try us. You'll love us too.
Get Wisconsin's best pizza now at 4 Green Bay area locations.
I'm Perfect Parent Matt. I do everything for my kids. I read every how-to parenting book. And I can do this.
Without so much as a thank you.
And this. And this. And if I could, I'd put my kids in a bubble to protect them from germs and bullies, but I can't. But what I can do is choose Bell & Health to help my kids grow up strong and healthy so I can do this with some peace of mind. Welcome to your healthiest life.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? I want to sell more cars. You look stressed. Let's go play tennis. Get your mind off things.
Get up, and gone. You don't have to kill the ball.
Milwaukee wins the pennant. Milwaukee wins the pennant.
Oh, what a moron.
WIT is now offering 2.9 financing for up to 72 months on pre-owned vehicles. With rates going up, ours are going down, down, down. Save thousands with WIT.
We're the WIT boys, and we believe in the American dream.
All right, everybody. Grandma couldn't make it today. She put me in charge. She really wants to make sure we're telling the customers about how we buy gold. We have a great selection of jewelry and how I have layaway.
Layaway?
It's so easy. The kid can do it.
As long as we remember, if you're gonna sell to us.
When there's just not enough time in the day, call Simon's for a delicious cheese and sausage tray. Trust our selection of 4 different Wisconsin cheeses and then pair it with Wisconsin all-beef summer sausage, and you'll have a winner every time. Quality, convenience, and service. That's Simon's Cheese.
Cobuson Buses now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Well, we're getting ready to start the second half, but make sure you stick around for our post-game show. We've got a very special video put together showing off some of the best highlights of the season from Sports Showdown this season. You're not going to want to miss that. Some of the best moments from an incredible season. We saw some great plays all season long.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've already seen it, actually, but I'm looking forward to seeing it again, Ted, because it's just that good.
All right, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the state. Again, all the winners for tonight moving on to Camp Randall Stadium next week. And you see the winner of our game going to face the winner of Mukwonago and Hamilton. Hamilton trailing Mukwonago at the moment. In Division 2, we got a good one. Kaukauna and West Appear knotted at 7 apiece. They'll take on the winner of Kettle Moraine, Brookfield Central.
West Appear and Kaukauna played in Week 2. It was 43-42. The Phantoms won in overtime. Yeah, a little bit of a different game tonight, I would say. 7-7 in the third quarter.
Winners in Divisions 1, 2, and 3 all play on Fridays. You see the Division 3 matchup. No local team in that one. Let's move on to Division 4. Where Freedom and Two Rivers trying to pick up some wins.
Freedom was down 15-10 last I saw. Now they have come back and taken the lead on a Columbus team that a lot of people feel is clearly the second best team in D4 after Catholic Memorial, who is far and away the best.
In Division 5, Kewanee trying to get to state. They trail by 2 to Aquinas. They'll take on the winner of Prairie du Chien and Mayville. And then in Division 6, Stratford and St. Mary Springs. Springs trailing by 7. And then also in Division 7, it is Shiocton. And they are leading Cashton right now, 21-13. That game just started the third quarter.
We had 8 local teams still alive entering tonight. I mean, that is an incredible number, more than I've seen in my time here. And a lot of them doing quite well tonight. We're guaranteed at least 2 Northeast Wisconsin teams at state next week, with Bayport and Kimberly obviously here playing each other, West Appear and Kaukauna playing each other. So we're guaranteed to be down in Madison covering those on Friday, and it looks like a lot of those smaller division schools playing on Thursday are doing well tonight as well.
Just got an update from West Appear, Kaukauna. West Appear now leading 13-7 pending the extra point. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Meanwhile, the second half is underway here in Menasha. Kimberly receiving the kick and leading by 2 touchdowns as Gavin Tyson brought it up to about the 28-yard line.
All right, obviously it goes without saying, huge possession here. Kimberly up 2 scores, have a chance to make it a 3-score lead. What halftime adjustments did Bayport make, especially in terms of stopping the run? Because Blake Berry has been basically getting to the second level at will throughout the course of this game. Huge, huge drive here for the Pirates defense to stay within striking distance.
Blake Berry has been outstanding on the ground. Jackson Garbish has a couple of touchdowns himself on the receiving end of a couple of Seth Myron passes.
Well, there you go. That's a good start for Bayport. One of their best run defense plays of the game so far. I think a little bit better of a push up front there. That's really been the issue, is the front has been getting pushed back. Barry's been able to basically get to the second level whenever he wants to, but a little bit better of a push in the trenches from the Pirates on that one.
2-score game to start this second quarter. 2 powerful offenses. This is anybody's game at this moment. 2nd and 8. Barry right up the gut and still on his feet fighting. I think he got the first down. He should have been stopped about 4 yards back. My goodness.
Such a good runner. Great vision. Powerful guy as well. He's got a nice little burst. And this is one of his strongest runs of the night. He's had a lot where he's been, untouched, running for 20, 30 yards, but that one he showed off the strength.
Well, we were just talking to Mark Hewson from Bell and Health, not only giving us some health updates at halftime, came up here and gave us a weather report as well. Said it's pretty cold down there with the wind.
Yeah, wind is apparently really whipping down on the field. I wouldn't know. I'm in a nice heated press box booth here, We're kind of divas, Ted and I.
You are following right in Mino's footsteps.
Yeah, I feel like I've been doing some Mino impressions tonight almost. It was funny pregame. Steve Jones, the great former Kimberly coach who still helps out with the program, he popped up in here and he said, "Is it too cold for Mino tonight?" When he saw that I was filling in.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as we've talked about, John's he's got bigger fish to fry today with his Veterans Day work.
Had some great conversations with Coach Jones over the years. Kewanee trailing by 8 in their playoff game tonight. Keeping an eye on all the local teams. Here's Blake Berry. Oh, my goodness. One man to beat, and he's pushed out of bounds near the 22-yard line. But Berry just having an incredible night.
And it's the push on the line. Nobody touched him until he was 30 yards downfield. Just incredible blocking. Bayport hasn't been able to get any push up front, but
there is a flag on the play.
Maybe there was a reason that there was so much open space over there. We'll wait the call.
Warning.
Sideline warning, it looks like, on Kimberly.
So
They're
just
fired up
a
over
warning.
there.
Yeah, you know it.
Everybody kind of thinks, it's Kimberly. They go to state every year, right? But it's been 4 years. That's a long time for this program. And the players who are playing now, they were never on any state championship teams. The coach is new with Chad Michaelwitz taking over for Steve Jones.
And this is Tyson. And Tyson down to about the 10-yard line and inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone.
So all that's to say, as much as you kind of just associate Kimberly with being at Camp Randall every year, it's been a little bit. There's a lot of people down on that sideline who have never experienced this feeling, and they've got work to do to put it away yet, but you can't blame them for being fired up.
Well, they might be even more fired up. They are on the doorstep of scoring yet another touchdown. Tyson again, and tripped up near the 6-yard line. So a fresh set of downs here for the Papermakers will bring up 1st and goal.
Yeah, they're going to bring Barry back on the field after he was spelled by Tyson the last couple of plays. And this is Blake Berry Wildcat territory, right? We saw that on the first touchdown of the game. It's one of their go-tos in this area of the field. And Myron's still in the backfield with them, so they won't go to it yet.
Barry lined up right next to him. The snap, the give to Barry, and the stop at the 3-yard line. So the Bayport Pirate defense getting a stop and forcing a 2nd and goal to come up.
Now this is where if you're Bayport, you've got to dig deep and try to make some kind of play here. Because a 3-score deficit with about 20 minutes of game time left, that's a lot. Here's the Wildcat again.
One receiver split left. That's Myron. And it is the direct snap to Barry. And Barry is into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Blake Berry with another Papermaker score.
Now, last week he had 33 carries, 186 yards, 3 touchdowns. I looked at that box score and I said, there's no way he's getting that against Bayport. Bayport's got an incredible defense. I was wrong. Blake Berry is having the game of his life tonight, and he's had a lot of good ones prior to this too, so that's saying something.
And Hunter Berry on for the kick. The extra point. And it's good. So a 3-touchdown lead now for the Papermakers, 35-14. We'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Lamers Bus Line is hiring safe and friendly school bus drivers for daily routes and after-school athletics. Lamers offers increased hourly wages and bonuses up to $2,400 each year. Visit golamers.com/careers to apply. 35-14, Kimberly leading Bayport as Kimberly marched right down the field on their first drive of the second half to extend their lead. Ted and Brandon with you tonight for this level 4 matchup. This one fielded at the 23-yard line and step out of bounds.
Well, Bayport's got to get to work and got to get to work in a hurry. I think that we'll probably see him throw it quite a bit here, Ted, because, again, you got the wind at your back right now. Eventually in the fourth quarter, it's going to be tough to throw it against that wind.
Whit Ford, from our lot to your driveway. Our tools help you find a vehicle quickly and easily. Whit Ford, your trusted Ford dealer. So, the Pirates, with 7:57 remaining in the third quarter, go to work. They trail by 3 touchdowns. And Cole Benson will keep it himself. So, well, Brandon, you got the wind to your back. You've only got 7:48 remaining with that wind to your back. Do you expect a little more passing here in this third quarter?
I do. I think so. I think you've got to kind of make hay while the sun shines, so to speak, right? And try to get some shots down the field while you have that ability. We did see them back in the first quarter working against the wind, get a deep ball, but it was underthrown. Shipley came back and got it, and now you see a empty set backfield here with Benson the only one back there.
Benson rolls out of the pocket and just throws that one away. Every time he's going back here, the last few times when he's tried to pass, there's been pressure just on him.
Yeah, Sam McGivern, the defensive end, was all over him on that one. It's always coming from the same side, it seems. It's coming from that left side of the line, the right side of Kimberly's defensive front. They flushed him out consistently to his right.
.7:16 remaining in the third. Benson. And here comes that pressure again. And he's going to pick up about a yard on that. Prevented a sack from happening, but that defense is just pinning their ears back and flying in there now.
It's almost like a jailbreak. I mean, every time it happens, I think, are they trying to set up a screen? No, it's just that's the pressure they've been able to consistently get. And now we talked about the fourth down decision at the end of the first half. Now Gary Westerman's basically got to go for it on every fourth down the rest of the way. It's already that time of the game.
Well, and if Kimberly can get a stop here, that ball is sitting on the 35-yard line right now. 3rd and 4. And Benson gets by one, but not the other. Turnover on downs. We'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32.
You drive for Lamer.
I wanted to do something good for my community, and now I get to make a difference in kids' lives.
Call or visit us at golamers.com for more information.
There's only so much fishing a retired guy can do.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you. What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
Our kids need us. I felt like I needed to do something good for my community.
Call or visit golamers.com for more information.
And I'm getting paid for it.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
So 6:21 remaining in the third. Kimberly takes over on downs. And here comes the Bayport defense.
Tevin Montgomery busting through for a little momentum play, loss of a couple on first down. Bayport needs sparks right now, man. They got to find something, anything to give them a little momentum. Running it on 4th and 5, it's a team that's had a lot of success running the football. But I think in this case that's probably a lack of faith in your pass protection because Benson just hasn't had any time every time they try to throw it. To go back to that 4th down play.
Pirates trying to get a stop here. Prevent Kimberly from putting some more points on the board. They're up by 3 touchdowns now. And here's Barry.
He is so good.
And across the 20-yard line. Again, they had him for a short gain, and he just spun out of it and picked up a first down.
He is just a special high school football player. I mean, look at this. You got to form tackle. You can't arm tackle that guy. That's what they tried to do there. He was able to just turn a little bit, spin upfield, turned a 3-yard gain into a 15-yard gain.
A special night and a special game. Trying to get to state with a victory here tonight. 1st and 10 from the 19 in the Gallagher's Pizza red zone, and is Barry again. And again, just kind of following those blockers. Love the patience on that run.
He's got great power. He's got great vision. He's got a little bit of burst. Now, if they score here, 28-point lead, I mean, we're approaching running clock territory at that point. I mean, we would not have thought that coming into tonight's game.
Absolutely not.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself, Ted, but it's hard not to when Kimberly's been moving the ball so well.
You're not making any friends in Swamico right now. Here's the pass. And inside the 10-yard line. I think is that going to be close enough for a first down?
I think he got it.
See, the Chains had to move out of the way. And let's see. Yeah, I think it is going to be a first down. So it's going to be first and goal.
So are you saying I won't be welcome at Rustique anytime soon?
You might give it a week or so.
No, we love Bayport. They've been an incredible team all season long. Just hasn't been their night so far. Sometimes that happens.
First and goal from the 9-yard line is where they set it up. And Barry is in for another touchdown, Kimberly.
I'm not saying anything, Ted, because I think I've said it all about him at this point. Well, that's a previous play there.
Yep. But it was a touchdown for Kimberly. We'll get another look at it after the extra point here.
I feel bad for the flag runners and the push-up guys down there on the Kimberly side. They've been getting a lot of work in.
Let's stay here, review the touchdown, and then the break after the kick. Just one break, right?
So a 42-14 lead now for Kimberly. It's 28 unanswered points for the Paper Makers to build this 4-touchdown lead.
Yeah, let's go back and see the touchdown here. And again, Barry, not a lot of opposition there, just
again, untouched. We've
Yeah.
seen that so much. Untouched through the first level into the second level.
So 42-14. Kimberly with the lead. And we're still sitting with 3:55 remaining in the third quarter.
And this place is clearing out. I see some Menasha hats down there. Those are a lot of the folks that are leaving. So just maybe people nearby wanted to come take in a football game. But they, I think, have decided this game is in hand.
Well, Kimberly to kick here. We'll take another break after this kick and rejoin you for the last 3:55 or so of the third quarter. Again, we'll be checking in on some other scores from around the state as teams try to punch their ticket to Camp Randall. There's another loose ball, and then down at the 18. All right, we'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. First and 10, ball at the 30-yard line as Bayport begins this drive. And we'll see how they want to handle this. They keep it on the ground. You know, we talked about in that last drive, do you want to try to do some more passing, try to take advantage of the wind? But if you're not getting the pass blocking.
Yeah. And I think that's what led to that decision to run it on the read option keeper there on 4th and 5. I think it's just a lack of faith in the pass protection at this point because Cole has been running for his life back there really ever since the midway point of the second quarter. I'm not sure what shifted at that time, but they've been getting consistent early pressure on him.
And here's a completed pass as they find Shipley.
And if you're Bayport right now, really what you want to do is just get that one play, those two plays, good positive plays to try to steer you back in the right direction, to put it away that a lot of people could probably relate to. Imagine you're playing golf and you're playing poorly. It sometimes just need that one shot, right, to turn things around, start making some good scores down the stretch. I think that's what Bayport needs. This might be out of reach for them, down 4 scores, but at least to end what has been such a great season for them on a high note, try and get one play, 2 plays, get things steered in the right direction.
The only unbeaten team remaining in Division I in the state. And they are in a big hole right now as Benson is able to pick up the first down and get the ball up to the 44-yard line.
I think if there is something you can nitpick for the Pirates tonight, after the first quarter, when keep in mind the first quarter they're going into the wind and they had to run it a lot, I think they got away from the ground game a little bit too much, a little bit too early. They're so good when you just put the ball in 13's hands and let them make decisions on the read option. Let them get out of the pocket and into some space and make some plays. And it seemed like in the second quarter they got a little bit too pass happy at times, and now are finding some success running the ball, but really are in a spot where they're going to have to throw the ball if they want to try and eke back into this thing.
I'll bring up second and short here. But you're right. You need something good to happen, something positive to happen, and then let the chips fall where they will. Keep it rolling. And look at that defense for Kimberly. Still a scrum here, trying to fight for that first down, and they're going to pick up maybe half a yard. They needed a yard, and I think they got half a yard on this, Brandon.
Yeah, that's Tevin Montgomery, the big guy in the middle of that pile, just pushing it forward. Remember his touchdown, he really shoved the pile forward on that one to get into the end zone, and something similar for him there, even though he wasn't able to quite pick up the first down. I wonder if this is where you try and take a shot. Third and short, you're going to be going for it on fourth down. Running out of time with the wind at your back here with a minute to go in the third quarter. Maybe this is one where they try something downfield.
All right, I like what you're thinking there, Coach.
Remember Bayport, or Kimberly's passing touchdown? It was kind of similar. 3rd and 1. Play action, shot deep.
And they have their man. They have the first down. And inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nifty play design there, too. I like that. Play. It was kind of a double fake. They had the action on the jet sweep. Then Cole took a step forward to make it look like he was going to run, and instead swung it out to Bookinger there. And they had Montgomery in the area as well, maybe as a lead blocker. He just couldn't quite get far enough down to block for Bookinger and maybe spring him free a little bit more.
Yeah, it wasn't the deep shot that we thought it might be, but it was effective. First down. Keep the chains moving, but that clock is moving as well. 20 seconds and counting.
Could be the last play with the wind at your back here.
Shipley in motion. Benson, little step fake again, then has a man and to about the 22-yard line. And the clock will stop momentarily to move the chains. And then it'll start up with 6.2 seconds remaining. So we'll see if they want to try to get another playoff here or just let the clock run down to end the third quarter. And the third quarter will come to an end here. So 42-14. Kimberly with a big lead, but Bayport on the move. We'll be back with fourth quarter action after this timeout. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. So 12 minutes to go in this one, final quarter of Level 4 state semifinal between Bayport and Kimberly. It is Kimberly with that big lead, 42-14, but Bayport has the ball sitting on the Kimberly 22-yard line. Benson takes the snap, rolls to his right just a little bit, and incomplete pass.
He's just under pressure immediately, every time. Kimberly's really been cooking in the pass rush lately. They had 4 sacks against Waunakee last week. I believe that's a season high, and haven't gotten home on a ton of plays, partly because Benson is just so good at escaping pressure. He's got great speed and quickness to be able to get away from it, but man, can you think of a time recently, Ted, where he hasn't been under pressure?
Not on a pass play.
Yeah.
Not on a pass play.
Kimberly is...
those little step fakes have frozen the defense a little bit, and they've used that a little bit.
We saw that twice at the end of the third quarter there. I like some of the play calling here from Bayport. It's probably just too little too late, unfortunately.
Here's Montgomery. He gets through the first line of defense and is pushed out inside the 10-yard line. Well, a couple of good things there. You get the first down, and then you get out of bounds.
Well, looking at some scores from across the state, Columbus has opened up a big lead on Freedom now. Last we saw, the Irish had taken a 16-15 lead, but it's now 34-16 Columbus. Really, the closest game it looks like right now is Shiocton, up 2 on Cashton late in that game. That's being played out in Marshfield.
So Montgomery had the carry. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal. Let's see where they spot this one. At about the 6-yard line.
Man, if you're Kimberly, though, you've got to be feeling good heading into a state title game. Yeah, they lost that game to Fond du Lac in late September, and I think a lot of people thought, yeah, Kimberly's a good team, but they're not Kimberly good. They're not a typical Kimberly team the way they lost that game. But
they came out of it. They flipped the switch after that.
6 in a row since, if they finish this off.
Here's Benson. He's inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
I'll admit I was one of them. I thought to myself, maybe the Kimberly era is over. It's been a few years since they've been back. Really, it was a bad loss. That game, I think it was 31-20 was the final score. It really wasn't as close as that 11-point difference indicated. But, oh, man, they've kept the faith, kept getting better and better. Beat Neenah twice, a really good Neenah team.
3rd and goal. From the 3, and just shy of the goal line again. A 4th down coming up for Bayport. Well, Bayport, give it one more try here. Can Kimberly stop them on 4th and goal from the 1? And we wait for the signal. Touchdown, Bayport. There it is.
And we're not supposed to root up here, but I was rooting for Cole to get in on that one. He's had such an incredible career, an incredible season. FRCC Offensive Player of the Year this season as a senior. It only feels right that he's able to punch one in here in what looks to be the waning moments of his great career. But hey, there's 9.5 minutes left. Onside kick. Anything is possible, as Kevin Garnett once said.
Yeah. I was going to say you were welcome in Kimberly for a while.
You know me, Ted. I'm wishy-washy.
The extra point is good. We'll step away. We'll get that wishy-washy taken care of. We'll be back after this timeout. 6:11 to go. Bayport takes over on downs, starting on their own 24-yard line, and that is broken up. It looked like that was Connor Schissel.
It was. Love the play design. Bayport's really been dialing up some good calls here in the second half. Roll to the right, throw back across the field to Shipley on the crosser. Now, I know we've been kind of crowning Kimberly here, but if you're Bayport, this is a little window right here, right? You're down 3 scores. You're going to need some special things to happen, but force the turnover on downs. There's still 6 minutes left here. You've got some playmakers on this offense.
2nd and 10. Trips to the left this time. And they hit the first man in the slot. Calise again. And they'll go no huddle. Gotta keep it moving here.
Well, that's the benefit. I love this high school and college ball with the clock stopping while you do move the chains. Really makes 2-minute drives a whole lot more interesting. Not that we're in a 2-minute situation quite yet with, a little less than 6 to go, but.
Benson. And we'll take off running, and we'll pick up the first down. So, that was about as much time as he's had. There wasn't a whole lot there, but had a little bit of time, but enough to make the decision to take off and pick up that first down.
Yeah, it was Ethan Doucette who eventually ran him down there. He was at a terrific game defensively for Kimberly.
West Appear. That game has gone final. The Phantoms heading to Camp Randall Stadium with a 26-7 win over Kaukauna. Benson in trouble once again. Looks downfield, just throws it away with 5:10 remaining in the ball game.
congrats to the Phantoms. Man, they are a good team. I mean, they took Bayport to the wire in that game in Week 9, final week of the regular season that we did on Showdown. And how about Kaukauna, too? They were a 6 seed coming into this thing, made an incredible run all the way to the state semis. Really, really special year for the Galloping Ghosts as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure the computer got it right on all the seeding and the pairings. And...
Don't get me started, Ted. I don't want to go down that road again.
Hey, we got 5:09 to go. Hey, make sure you stick around. We're going to go through all the scores at the end of the game. Plus, we've got a very special video just highlighting some of the best moments of the season on Showdown this year. You're not going to want to miss it. Pretty special video coming up at the end of the game. And this one out to Shipley. Escapes the first would-be tackler and inside the 30-yard line.
And I think two of the teams that were hurt most by the computerized seeding were, at least from this area, were Kimberly getting a 3 despite beating Neenah head-to-head, and Neenah getting the 2. And West of Here getting a 3 despite going 8-1 with your only loss to Bayport, then at the time the number 1 ranked team in Division 1. And they're both, it appears, again, Kimberly's got to finish this off, but they're both headed to the state title game after getting 3 seeds.
1st and 10 from the 29. Benson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone, and that is it picked off? It is. Interception, turnover, Bayport will step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Tonight's Showdown game sponsored in part by our friends at Vandenboom Verstegen Wealth Management. V&V Wealth Management, located in Kimberly. Visit their website at vvwealth.com. You imagine there's a couple of former Kimberly guys, pretty happy tonight. The paper makers getting ready to punch their ticket back to Camp Randall.
I think this is kind of a statement game for the Kimberly program. You know, they haven't been to Camp Randall in 4 years. 2020 rather, kind of a washout because of all the COVID. But just when you thought Bayport was maybe taking over the mantle as the top D1 team in this area, this part of the state, Kimberly kind of comes in and says, "Hey, not so fast. We're still Kimberly."
Two good programs, though, to be sure.
And Bayport will be back. They are a reload program. They are going to be contenders year in and year out. Coach Westerman has done such a good job there over the years.
Tyson with the carry. Well, tonight, since the replays have been brought to you by Simon's Cheese. Experience the best of Wisconsin at Simon's Cheese Little Chute. Yeah, we used to do a pregame show.
6:30 to 7.
Yeah, and
we're bringing it back next year, Ted.
There was one season we were out there. Coach Jones was our end of the game guest, and we had a smoked trout from Simon's Cheese.
Wow.
And that ended up being somehow Mino's gift to Coach Jones. So whenever we show up to a game, Coach Jones wants smoked trout.
All right. I had not heard that story.
Oh, yeah. So 4th down coming up for the paper makers, and they're just trying to run this clock down as far as they can. 2:44 until this one goes official, and Kimberly gets ready to go back to state. Tell you what, this has really been an incredible season on Showdown. We're so happy that you were able to join us throughout all these games. Of course, Mino not with us tonight, doing some events for veterans, for Veterans Day. And, of course, we thank everyone who has served this great nation of ours. But Brandon stepped in a couple of times this season. Thanks, buddy. Great job tonight. And we certainly got to give a shout-out to our crew.
Oh, unbelievable job this year.
They've had pretty good weather outside for the most part. Pretty cold out there tonight for everyone. But
I honestly I mean this. The camera work, the directing this year has been better than I've seen it since I've been around here and a part of this for the last 4 or 5 years now since I came back to the Green Bay area. It has been outstanding this year. Great job to everybody down on the sidelines and the bleachers. Brady calling the shots back there in the truck. Fellow Oshkosh guy. Go Titans. He's done an outstanding job this year as well.
Brady, our new director, he has done a really nice job, and the guys in the truck, the guys and the girls. We've got a great crew, and we had a lot of fun bringing you all the games this season. Of course, we turned things over to Bally Sports Network. Next week, we don't have the rights to televise the state championship games next week, so you'll have to go to Bally Sports for those games, but it's been a fun season, and of course, as we mentioned with the sponsors, we can't do these games without the support of our sponsors, and we certainly appreciate everything they do for us. So if you get an opportunity, make sure you thank those sponsors as well.
It looks like a penalty on Bayport there is going to bring the Kimberly offense back on the field. And we won't be televising live the games, but we will, of course, be down there to cover them on NBC 26. Thursday might be a little tough because we got the Packers game on our air Thursday, but our plan is still hopefully to get somebody down there. If we have a team playing Thursday, it looked like Shiocton might have been our only chance based on the scores, and they were in a tight one. So we'll see if they play in that D7 game on Thursday morning. But then, of course, Friday we'll have John Miller down there to cover it all. West of Pier playing in the 1 o'clock D2 state championship, and Kimberly in the 4 o'clock D1 state championship next Friday. So we'll have you covered on NBC 26 with all of that next week. And how about a shout-out for the sideline reporter? Ben just texted me down on the field. I think we left him out of all of our shout-outs there.
Well, and not only Ben. This was the first year that we had the NBC neighborhood reporters with us throughout the entire season, so we had a chance to meet and get to know some of our reporters, for better or worse with Ben. No, Ben's done a great job with us.
Well, and Ben was telling me, this is a kind of full circle for him because he started with us a little more than 2 years ago, and he came to Menasha to do a story during COVID on a football game. It was the first game of that fall season. Remember, some of the teams played in the fall. Some of them played in the spring that year. Menasha was playing in the fall. They played Green Bay Notre Dame on a Thursday night, our very first football game, high school football game of the COVID era. Ben was down here doing a news report on that and fans and social distancing and all that, and now his last time sideline reporting for us this season, it's right back here at Menasha, kind of where it all started for him. So I know he was happy about that.
Circle of life, my friend. Under a minute to go now in this game as Kimberly gets ready to head back to Camp Randall Stadium with his semifinal victory over Bayport. Stick around. We're going to show you all the scores from around the state and then show you that very special video on some of the best plays of the season on Showdown. And it started, I'll tell you what, it started with the very first kickoff of the first game back in August when we were in Kewanee, and that is in that highlight package as well. So that is coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, Kewanee kind of announced its presence right away, right, as a team that was going to make a deep playoff run. They didn't win a conference title. Southern Door beat them out for the Packerland title, but Kewanee had an outstanding season, starting with that kickoff.
Is Ben down there with a microphone? I see a light on down there for Ben.
I know he wants to get a last word in here.
Well, we're about to have the last play, so make it quick, Ben. And a kneel down, and that is going to do it. Thanks, Ben.
Good stuff as always, Mr. Broken.
Hey. That broadcast school's really paying off. And we've got a final in Menasha tonight as Kimberly knocks off Bayport 42-21. Kimberly heading back to state. They improved to 12-1 on the season. And for Bayport, terrific ball game from them. They lose their first game of the season to finish up 12-1 as well. When we come back, we'll look at all the scores from around the state, tell you who's going to Camp Randall next week, and show you that special video. That's coming up next. You're watching Showdown.
I love this pizza!
As the years go by,
I love this pizza!
some things never change.
I love this pizza. Try us. You'll love us too.
Get Wisconsin's best pizza now at 4 Green Bay area locations.
What drives you? Drive for Lamer.
I wanted to do something good for my community, and now I get to make a difference in kids' lives.
Call or visit us at golamers.com for more information.
There's only so much fishing a retired guy can do.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
Our kids need us. I felt like I needed to do something good for my community.
Call or visit golamers.com for more information.
And I'm getting paid for it.
Lamers Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
Gandred West Mason Value Center makes navigating today's used car market easy. Find only quality pre-owned vehicles on our lot, safety inspected and reconditioned for the roads ahead. Our non-commissioned sales staff help you maintain your budget goals by guiding you to the right vehicle at one low price. And we help you stay on track by offering competitive financing options. It's that easy. Purchase your next vehicle with confidence from Gandred West Mason Value Center.
Wait, how many times do I have to come back?
Personal foul, too many appointments. You should have gone to North Star Dental.
Dr. Pete and his team have experience, and with today's technology, can do more dentistry in just one visit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pete Haley from North Star Dental, and dental implants should last a lifetime. Whether you need a single tooth replacement or a full mouth reconstruction, you can get it all done here under one roof.
North Star Dental, changing your life by changing your smile.
I'm Perfect Parent Matt. I do everything for my kids. I read every how-to parenting book. And I can do this.
Without so much as a thank you.
And this. And this. And if I could, I'd put my kids in a bubble to protect them from germs and bullies, but I can't. But what I can do is choose Bell and Health to help my kids grow up strong and healthy so I can do this with some peace of mind. Welcome to your healthiest life.
All right, everybody. Grandma couldn't make it today. She put me in charge. She really wants to make sure we're telling the customers about how we buy gold, we have a great selection of jewelry, and how I have layaway.
Layaway?
It's so easy. The kid can do it.
As long as we remember, if you're gonna sell, sell to us.
I love this pizza!
As the years go by,
I love this pizza!
some things never change.
I love this pizza. Try us. You'll love us too.
Get Wisconsin's best pizza now at 4 Green Bay area locations.
Kimberly with a win, 42-21 over Bayport. So Kimberly about to be awarded the regional trophy and punch their tickets to Camp Randall Stadium. The team is getting ready. They're getting ready to give them that plaque that they can hang in school, and of course, they're looking for something a little bit bigger down in Madison next week.
Yeah, nice big trophy with a gold football on it. I think that's something that they would be happy to bring home. There's a few of those in the trophy case down there in Kimberly.
There's Chad Michaelwitz accepting the trophy. It's got to be a special moment for him right now.
I just think I talked to him about that pregame. You know, this program's been here before, but none of the players on this team have been there before. This senior class would have been in 8th grade the last time Kimberly went down to state. And Chad hasn't been there before. And that's got to be such a cool moment for him to experience it.
And look at those kids. Pretty special moment here for Kimberly tonight. All right, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the state to see who else is heading down to Camp Randall Stadium to join Kimberly tonight. McWanago did win that game 47-21, so it's going to be Kimberly versus McWanago. That'll be a 4 o'clock game.
4 o'clock next Friday.
Friday. In Division 2, West Appear is heading back to state. They pick up the win. They'll take on the winner of Kettle Moraine, Brookfield Central, 7-0 game. That has not gone final yet. In Division 3, no local teams, but Monroe is heading to state. In Division 4, Columbus.
Oh, look at Two Rivers there. Oh, that's gone final, we're being told. The Purple Raiders, that is a good performance.
They had a terrific
really good
season. Yeah. Terrific season, but it looks like the season has come to an end for Two Rivers. In Division 5, Kewanee losing to Aquinas. So it looks like Aquinas will be taking on Mayville, but again, that score is not final yet from the Kimberly game, or excuse me, the Kewanee game. St. Mary's Springs and Stratford, that game has now gone to overtime at last check. So St. Mary's Springs trying to make it back to state to try to pick up their 10th state championship.
Talk about a couple of powerhouse programs there, Stratford and St. Mary Spriggs. I mean, those are two of the best when it comes to small schools.
And then in Division 7, keeping an eye on this one, Showdown and Cashton.
And we're
it is a final.
21-19 Showdown was the final there. So the Chiefs, if the reporting is accurate, and I trust that it is, the Chiefs will be heading to state
21-19 final. So Showdown moving on to state. So congratulations to Showdown. They will play at state. Their game will be played on Thursday.
10 a.m. Thursday game. That's not exactly a great time, but hey, anytime's a great time to play football at Camp Randall Stadium.
Without a doubt. Hey, coming up tomorrow night on WACY TV 32, we've got the Wisconsin Herd basketball team playing. That'll be a 7 o'clock game. They'll take on the Motor City Cruise. So the Wisconsin Herd schedule is underway, so you can watch all the games right here on TV 32. But this is going to do it for us for this season for high school football. Again, Bally Sports will be covering the state championship games. We want to thank you again for watching all the games this season. We've got some great loyal viewers that watch these games week in and week out. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed our season. Again, for John Mino and Brandon Kennard, I'm Ted Stefaniak. Thanks again from our entire crew. Have a great night, everyone. As we leave you tonight, take a look at some of the best plays of the season that you saw right here on Sports Showdown. We'll see you next season, everyone. Thank you.
It's time for the season opener of the TV 32 Sports Showdown. This one taken at the goal line and run out to the 20. Through a tackle and some room at the 30. Now to the 40. One man to beat, trying to get around. He's not going to. 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. We're going to open up the season with a kick-off return touchdown. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special broadcast. Alongside John Mino. Hello, Teddy. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we've got a special guest with us tonight. You probably know him. Rocky Blyer, Jordan Love, and Chris Barnes, the NBC 26 neighborhood reporter on duty tonight.
He's really something else.
Hey, give us a closer look at it.
Ben, question for you. What exactly are cracklings?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's Friday Night Football. What better way to be?
But I'm telling you, this is just going to be a great matchup. The Arders, they'll look to the end zone again. Ben touchdown! What a beautiful pass once again. Play action
off this time. And Schobald in trouble. Gets by one defender. Second defender will pull him down.
Nice job of that defense once again.
Caught it and in for the touchdown Comets.
Big play for Wapaka. Look out.
But it has been all Xavier tonight.
McClone again. Here. A lot of space on that left side. And Tevin Montgomery sheds one tackle. And look at those wheels.
Again, rolling right.
Good coverage this time.
Miller looking for Sharneski. And he still caught it.
It was taken away.
It's stripped.
It was stripped.
Going the other way. The top man wide open and touchdown. Rockets. They find Edith Snyder.
Play action. Looking deep.
Looking for garbage.
Oh, he's got it.
Spins out of the tackle. Touchdown.
What a play.
We hope you enjoyed this one as much as we did. A big win for Kimberly.
We couldn't have enjoyed it more because that was we redlined the enjoyment of bringing this game to you.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Tonight's game on TV 32 is brought to you by Bell & Health, elite care for everybody. Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit. McMahon's of Luxembourg, where the best home for our furniture is yours. Cobison Buses, family pride in every ride. North Star Dental Group, changing your life by changing your smile. Lamers, the passenger professionals. Gained on